Tonight's guest, it's a childhood friend, literally grew up just around the corner, and where myself grew up and my guest, there aren't a lot of corners and there aren't a lot of neighbors. So it's, this you've seen this episode 1,000 times with other people from the area being these local celebrities. But this one, I mean, she's hit it big time. She's done so many really, really big things personally, professionally. Really excited about this one. We've had to reschedule a couple times, but without further ado, Tiffany Beers.
From Townville, Pennsylvania, right? I went and I got my plastics engineering degree at Penn State Barons, so I spent a couple years there. Then I went to Ohio. I moved to Ohio and worked for Rubbermaid, so little Worcester, Ohio over there. Spent 2 years there, and then I got the job at Nike, so I applied online like any old Joe and managed to get a job at Nike, and I traveled across the country to Oregon. And I lived there for 15 years. I was at Nike for 13 of those years. And then I took this job for this car company called Tesla.
But to try to make a little bit light of it, we had, we would name our cadavers. We didn't know anything about their story other than, it was a male or female, and we would know their cause of death. And that was really, and their age of death. But ours was an African-American female, and she had purple nail polish. So we named her Violet. And, it was absolutely one of my most favorite classes. I always really loved anatomy. I always loved physiology. That's really what drew me to medicine, was just like the body, right? Yeah. I wasn't much of a chemistry guy. I didn't really like pharmacology. I was just fascinated with the human body and just how things work.
It's amazing. You impacted so many people so positively. Thank you. Great. It's really great.
That's the goal.
I knew you were going to be a rock star when we were running in New Richmond at those races and eating those pie contests. Do you remember these?
I don't.
At the ball field, the Richmond picnics?
No, I remember the picnics, but what do you refer to?
There was a pie eating contest and a sprinting contest. Do you remember these?
How did I do?
I think I was faster than you, but I think you beat me in the pie eating contest. I actually think I was second in the pie eating contest one year, and I think you were the one that beat me, but I would think you'd remember that. And so there was a small special projects group called the Pantry, and that's where Tinker Hatfield was, and he was like the big sneaker designer. And so I had started to work with them a little bit on projects, and at the time he had I met him and he said, "Hey, do you think you could build this Back to the Future shoe?" And he showed me this petition of where the grassroots people built this petition. Remember when people used to do petitions online?
Yeah.
So they made this petition wanting Nike to make this shoe. And so he said, "Hey, do you think you could build this?" And I'm like, "You already made them in '95. What's so hard?"
Tell me all about it, Doc.